Welcome back. We're talking about the Bible. Matthew 5:17 through 19. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Whosoever, therefore, shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. The Hebrew idiomatic expression that employs the use of destroy and fulfill is worthy of consideration here. Destroying the law or any scripture is to interpret it incorrectly. Fulfilling it is interpreting it correctly or rightly dividing it. Yeshua is saying that he came to rightly divide the word. Lots of Christians like to say that Yeshua fulfilling the law means I am not required to follow the rules. Now they will talk about sin, but the standard for sin that they choose is typically measured by what they allow in their own lives. In other words, they can't steal, they can't commit adultery, but polluting the Sabbath or eating pork is okay because Jesus did away with the law. It should be noted that guarding the Sabbath is the most repeated commandment in all of Scripture. If Yeshua said, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all is fulfilled, then the law is still in force. After all, heaven and earth are still here. And teaching people to break the least commandment will earn a reprimand. We have to get a perspective that balances free from the curse and not under the law with not breaking the least commandments. So I'm going to offer my view, right or wrong. I should do my best to keep all the Torah that applies to me. I am not a Levite or a widow, so many laws don't apply. I don't live in Israel and there is no temple, so other laws cannot be kept. What I must do is study the law to determine what does apply. And above all, I should be careful not to allow myself to be led into abominations that the pagans do to worship their gods. Will I always be perfect? No. But I'm going to study and learn and listen and obey to the best of my ability. The best of my abilities part means one thing, and that is I'm being honest with myself about what I'm saying truth is. The ways of the heathen are a principal concern. In this, I believe, lies the greatest danger to our eternal destiny. No one would argue that worshiping another God would be wrong. Our God, our Elohim, Yah, has given us the instructions on the ways that he wants us to worship him. He is specific about times and places and rituals. Many Christians will say that these are Jewish holidays, but Yah says they are his. Leviticus 23:2. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say to them, Concerning the feasts of the Lord, which you shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts. He says that doing it his way is proof that we believe he is the one true Elohim. If other gods have dictated how they want to be worshipped, adopting those activities would be tantamount to worshiping them. One such activity is the decorating of a felled tree. Jeremiah 10, 1 through 5 warns us against doing this. Hear the word of the Lord which speaks to you, O house of Israel, thus saith Yah. Learn not the way of the heathen, and do not be dismayed at signs of heaven, at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cuts a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman, with an axe. They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and hammers, that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but they do not speak. They must needs, or they need to be borne or carried, because they cannot go. Do not be afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. The tree ritual described here was done to honor the god Tammuz. Now, why would I do such a thing? Why do virtually all Christians do it? In an effort to evangelize the pagan world, the Roman Catholic Church adopted the days and rituals of pagans in an effort to make them feel more comfortable with the idea of Christianity. Because they promoted the philosophy that the Torah is no longer valid. The changing of the days or adopting of pagan rites held no prohibition. The problem is this: the men given the accolade church fathers were not Hebrews. They never observed Torah. They never understood Torah, and therefore did not appreciate the warnings of Torah about changing the holy days or adopting the ways of the heathens. The events in the Bible are cyclical. The same things happen again and again. It is one of the ways Yah is trying to show us the future from past events. Daniel 7 speaks of the beast that will persecute the saints, and this beast thinks to change times and laws. I know that the gospel went to Rome and other Gentile parts of the world. The repairing of the breach between man's sin and Yah's righteousness was a work to be celebrated. However, in their enthusiasm to grab the truth of the Messiah, they overlooked a crucial aspect of his role. He came to show us how to walk in the light of Torah without condemnation. He did not come to do away with the Torah. How do we know? Deuteronomy 13, 1 through 5. This is my paraphrase. If a miracle-working prophet tells you to quit obeying Yah's commandments, stone that prophet to death. You keep the commandments, serve Yah, and attach yourselves only to Him. So Yeshua lived the Torah perfectly and told me to do the same. And a false prophet can be identified as anyone who would tell me to abandon the Torah. That seems simple enough. However, 1,700 years of resting on the knowledge of Him rather than really following Him has left modern Christianity in a real pickle. We have identified with the Messiah in our minds. We have accepted the truth about who he is. We have even been willing to fight and die for the cause. But our cause has been motivated by sincerity. But our sincerity has been tainted with a very limited knowledge of the truth.